Hello everyone and welcome back to our blind Let's Play Ever 17, the Out of Infinity for the PC. My name is FlightlessBird, this is Sora Route End channel, and today we're going to continue through Sora's endgame here, Unknown Rain. And hope we may be able to complete this. I'll have to wait and see. I do want to say first off, I really want to thank everyone for all your love and support. It's amazing because I have a lifelong history of dealing with depression. Due to a medicine that was given to me when I was younger, and it's kind of the depression never has gone away. The medicine caused a side effect to me, basically, and it caused a ton of suicides throughout the United States. Thankfully, I was not one of them, but I was almost. But since creating this channel, I've been able to connect with you all, and when I feel depressed and I do a video, I feel better because I know that I'm with people who I love and I want to be with, and I'm doing the things I want to do. And earlier today, I had this massive depression and I just wasn't feeling well. I didn't start recording until like 8 o'clock at night. I did Monkey Island because I needed a pick-me-up. And after doing Monkey Island, I said that was the only episode I was going to do today, but here I am doing Ever 17 because after doing that episode, I feel so much better. And like I said, it's thanks to you all. So I just want to say thank you. Number one YouTube community, all of YouTube. I really do appreciate you, and just I can't say how much you guys have just touched my life in a positive way. So thank you so very much. Well, that said, I hope you all are having a wonderful, fantastic day today. I'm, like I said, doing much better right now than I was earlier. So, again, thank you. Let's get started, shall we? I'll begin operations for your escape. Please go back to Twitter stock. Okay, right away. Yes, I'll be praying for your safety and a successful escape. All the dots. Huh? All the questionable dots? Are we going to make a backup, hopefully? Where are you, Kiranari-san? I can't monitor you with the bioscan. Where did you go from the corridor into the stock? I can't see any trace of you on the emergency stairs. Please tell me your location, Kiranari-san. I'm right here, Sora. What? What are you doing here? She looked thunderstruck. Sora, you really need to learn more about hide and seek. I try to say it lightly. When we play Kick the Can, you hit at a place where you get found right away. What are you talking about? I love how they say that, because we can actually look back on our playthrough and say, hey, remember when we went to this place first? And because we went to that place, it set this scene up. I don't know if it actually set this scene up, but logically, it makes you think. Because we did A, we're seeing B. Well, even if you can't monitor me with the bioscan, you could just listen to the sounds. Well, that is, if you want to find out where it was, right? All the dots. Well, you made it easy for me to come back here without being discovered. I didn't know what I'd do if you wouldn't let me in the room. Stop fooling around, she yelled. We've only got one shot at this escape plan, and Lemieux is reaching its limit. We're way past its limits. Yes, that is right. Which is why. Do you really think I could just leave you here? All the dots. Do you know why I came back here from IBF? But, hesitating, she turned her gaze away from me. Please, go back to Twitter. No. Open all the floodgates to Twitter stock's passageways. I can't. Please, go back to Twitter quickly, Kiranari-san. Well, just hurry up and open them. I can't. If I open the doors, Twitter stock will be completely flooded. Everything outside of Himmel will be covered in seawater.
そうしたら倉成さんはもう二度と。
If I do that, you'll never again be able to. Well, if you want to open them, I'll open them by hand. I grabbed Himmel's console.
無駄です。そこからのコントロールはできません。
Forget it. You can't control things from there. That's a lie. You're lying. All the dots. Right now, let me as a system administrator only maintenance mode. From the big terminal, you can control all of the mute. Aganasaki, Sora, can't override the system admin's authority. I wasn't sure, but I said it anyway. It was a huge risk. I touched the panel and hit the keys. I didn't know how to operate it, but something came up that looked about right.
倉成さん、いい加減にしてください。
Kuranari-san, stop this, please. She glared at me.
早くしないとハウプトプラッツが壊れてしまいます。脱出を。
If you don't hurry, the central area will collapse. You have to get out of here. I selected the command to open all the flood hatches in the corridors and hit enter.
やめて、動かないで。
Stop it, don't move.
倉成さん、それ以上操作したら今度こそレーザーであなたの網膜を焼き切ります。
Kuranari-san, if you do it anymore, this time I swear I'll use this laser and burn your retinas off. Well, I covered both my eyes with the palm of one hand. I couldn't see Sora. I immediately pressed the key with my other hand. Ow, ouch, ow, that's hot! Smell of burned hair from the hand I had used to shield my eye filled the air. I blew on my hand, trying futilely to cool it down. Hey, you scared the heck out of me. Don't do this, Sora.
倉成さんこそ。
No, Kuranari-san, you don't do this.
本当にやってしまわれたのですね。
You've really done it. Creak! The floor started shaking. I couldn't stay on my feet with the violent shaking. I wobbled as I moved, but ran swiftly to the entrance of Himmel. I tried to close the heavy door with the full force of my weight. Dang it! But my hands wouldn't move like I wanted. Aw, look at Sora. She's so worried about us right now, you guys. God, I don't want this poor girl to feel hurt anymore. I suddenly felt terribly dizzy, a burning sensation in my chest, and collapsed to the floor. My hands slipped. I couldn't stand up. And in that crucial moment, my condition couldn't have been worse.
倉成さん、しっかりして。
Hang on tight. I'm okay. But I wasn't. A terrible fatigue and sluggishness struck me. A flow of dirty water had swallowed the path to Himmel and was on the verge of reaching the ceiling. No, I've got to get the door closed. But my hand couldn't reach the lever. My sight was fading and my body was shaking.
倉成さん、ダメ。
No,
もう私たち。
we can't any longer. We won't make it. The stream of water had become a giant snake, raging as it approached. Huh. Come on, you bastard water. Bring it. I screamed back over my shoulder. Trying to cover Sora, I put my back against the open door to Himmel. I was determined to block the entrance. I was going to fight it off. I wasn't going to run away. I would save her, no matter what. Just then, I heard a terrifying roar behind me. Oh, all the dots. Oh, she looks so sad. I want to see Sora sad. Oh, the dots. The watertight door had been sealed shut by compressed air from the water pressure. Seawater pounded against the door again and again like a stampeding herd of wild animals. But the sound was coming from far away.
倉成さん、倉成さん。
Okay, I can hear you. I had a ringing in my ear. How long will it hold? All the dots.
わかりません。
I don't know.
倉成さんの後ろの扉は施錠。密閉しました。
The door behind you is locked. You are shut in. Thanks.
レミュー倒壊を遅らせるためにドリッドシュトックの全水密費を開放。
In order to delay the destruction of the Mew, I'm releasing all the watertight doors at Dritterstock.
ドリッドシュトック全域は完全に浸水没しました。
Dritterstock has been flooded entirely. Its structural integrity is failing. I see. Thanks. On the other side of the door was 6 atmospheres of pressure. The walls on all 4 sides of the room I was in had already surpassed their limits. But luckily, there was still power somehow. Emergency power must have kicked in. The lights went slightly dim.
倉成さん、
Oh, don't cry. Sora bit on her lip.
そんなお礼なんて。
Please don't. Oh, please don't cry, Sora. I don't want to see you cry.
お礼なんて言わないでください。
Don't thank me. Oh, the debts.
私は
I was only... Something gleamed in the dark. Her silhouette. Sora was staring at me. Her tears fell quietly. They sparkled and disappeared.
ねえ、私は
Listen,
どうすればいいの？教えてください。
What shall I do? Tell me. I reached out to catch the tears. The grain of light winked and disappeared in an instant. The light vanished as it reached my hands. Don't worry. You're doing fine. Don't do anything, Sora. I wouldn't erase it. I couldn't afford to lose her. I opened my eyes as wide as I could and tried to burn her image into my mind. Well, listen. The main thing is that, you are safe. My eyelids were becoming heavier. Before I could even ask her if she could forgive me, I collapsed, pitching forward onto the floor, and fell into a deep sleep. Remembering Sora, a soft warmth surrounded me. Light. I felt that I had overcome an immense distance. The end of darkness. A soft white light surrounded me. There was nothing else for me to look at. There was nothing below me. Nothing held me up. But for some reason, I was at peace. I was floating steadfastly. I was swaying freely in the center. In the center of gently drifting water, I could hear something faintly. The first sound I had heard in my life. Yes, it was the sound of a heart beating. I remembered. I was surrounded by the gentle sound of a beating heart. There was no greater feeling of peace than what I felt then. How long would I be able to stay there? I didn't know. I knew that I would have to leave the place at some point. I would have to let go of that fragile bond soon. But I wasn't sad. If that time must come, darkness cleared again, and out of it would come a new world where I would resolve to be reborn. All the dots.
おはようございます。
Oh, I thought I died there. Woo! We're still alive, you guys. Good morning. I woke with the warmth of the light. I was sleeping on the cold floor. Sora was floating right in front of me. It was like a dream, and yet it was not a dream. It felt strange. May 7th, Sunday. Good morning. Good morning is such a fantastic phrase, isn't it?
ええ、
Yes. They make me feel like getting up and doing my best.
そうですね。
That's right. Sora smiled softly. What time is it?
わかりません。
I don't know.
どうやらタイマーが故障してしまったようです。
It seems that the timer has broken. Oh. I took my PDA from my pocket and pressed the button to turn it on. The battery was dead. Nothing showed on the screen.
現在時刻を知る手立てがなくなってしまいましたね。
It seems that we have lost all the way to tell time, haven't we? Yeah.
私とレミ各端末とのリンクもつい先ほど遮断されてしまいました。
The
レ
connection
ミュー
between
本体の各種センサーも使用不能。
the connection between myself and the terminals at Lemmy was severed just a little while ago, and all the sensors in the mirror itself are no longer operational.
しかし、事前の計算によると予想される外角の耐久時間は
But according to my previous calculations, we can expect this area to hold out another... step. Put my hand in front of Sora's mouth, and then slowly let my hand fall. Time doesn't matter anymore. I don't need to know. There's no need to worry about it anymore. All the dots.
そうですよね。
Yes, you are right. It may have been difficult for someone as conscientious as Sora to just stop thinking. Still, Sora smiled for me. She looked around and then spoke as if she had just remembered something.
そうだ。倉成さんが眠っている間にいい知らせが届きました。
Oh, some good news arrived while you were sleeping, Kiranari-san. Good news?
eBayF で通信が行われているのが分かったので、レミューの外壁を伝う微弱な電波から内容を解析してみたのですが、
I discovered that communications were still operational in IBF, so I analyzed the weak signals going through the outer wall of Lemieux.
それによると eBayF にいた皆さんは救助を受け、潜水艇に乗り、無事にインゼルヌルへと脱出できたようです。
According to my results, everyone on IBF was rescued by a salvage vessel and made it safely to Insel Null. Well, that's good news. Wow, that's great news. I was really worried about them. I looked up at the ceiling. They were all there. You, Tsugumi, Coco, the kid. I couldn't see them, of course, but I knew somehow. As if she understood what I was thinking, Sora looked up at the ceiling, smiling compassionately. I looked back. She looked at me. Straight into my eyes. Deep within her pupils was a faintly shining light.
倉成さん、どうしてここに戻ってきたんですか？
Why did you come back here? Sora murmured quietly in the darkness. The only light to illuminate us was coming from the emergency lights. Her tone was peaceful.
本当の理由を今一度聞かせてください。
Would you tell me the real reason one more time? It's because of you, Sora. Came for you. A calm smile spread on her lips. Sora was holding back tears that threatened to burst forth at any moment. Right, I'll tell you. I have, someone I want to protect, even if it costs me my life. She isn't something, tangible. And other people, I may think I'm stupid. But to me, she was the most valuable thing in the world. I may not be able to see her with my eyes closed. I may not be able to hear her if I plug my ears. But while that doesn't mean she will disappear. I know that she still exists. And I realized just how important she is to me.
はい。
Yes. She nodded quietly. Well, now, Using my hands to support myself, I got up. I forgot. I had some unfinished business. I went over to the Himmel console.
用事？何ですか？
Unfinished business? What do you mean? She smiled softly and said, Well, is Lemmy still in maintenance mode?
はい。ですけど、レミューに関する機能はもう何も使えなくなってしまいました。
Yes, but none of the functions related to Lemieux are operational any longer. Well, it doesn't matter. Which pocket was it? I finally found what I was looking for and dug it out of my pocket. It was a case holding the polycarbonate disc that I had taken from the control room earlier.
これはテラバイトディスク？
Is that a terabyte disc? Well, that's right. I nodded and inserted the terabyte disc into the console disk drive. I hit the necessary keys. With the little knowledge I had, I need to find the file. LMRSDS 4913A, Akane Gasaki Sora. I chose copy the disk from the menu. There was no guarantee that it would be successful, but I was going to try. Felt I had probably exhausted my allotment of luck in life, but it was worth a shot. If something malfunctioned or there wasn't enough space on the disk, well, we were finished. I thought it was probably the last gamble in my lifetime. Click. I hit the enter key and the data began copying. Akane Kasaki-kun. Remember to shout click when you hit a button. I was actually wondering if he actually said the word click out loud, and apparently he did.
はい、先生。
Yes, Professor. Sora smiled shyly. We stared at the console monitor. The copy slowly progressed. All of her memories were being burned onto the disc.
倉成先生、 宿題のことなんですけど。
Professor, about my homework. Sora murmured as she looked at the monitor. Homework? Did I give you homework?
いえ、生徒が自主的にやってみたんです。聞いてくれますか？
No, we students did it voluntarily. Would you please listen? Yes, of course. Fire away.
私ね、
I
私気づいたんです。
realized
私が何のために生まれてきたのか。
the reason why I was born. You see, she called us professor. And yet she said she erased all data of our interaction. But she called us professor, which means she did not erase all the data, and that was a lie.
私はきっと人間と同じように
I was meant to be just like any other human.
恋をするために生まれてきたんだと思います。
I was born to fall in love.
だから私は幸せなんです。
That is why I am truly happy now.
恋という感情に気づくことができたから。
Because I know what love is now.
そして恋は
And love is.
方法や手段なんて稚拙でいい。
It doesn't matter if your method is primitive.
意味や目的なんて求めなくていい。
It isn't necessary to seek a meaning or objective for it.
恋をするにはただまっすぐに恋すればいいんです。
The only thing you need to do is to love. Just that and nothing else.
私はそう気づいたから。
That is what I realized. Really? Sora brought her face close to mine, and she brought her lips near my cheek.
倉成さん、大好き。
I love you. Oh, love you too, Sora.
あなたを好きになれて本当によかった。
I am so grateful to be in love with you. I touched my cheek where she kissed. Felt a gentle warmth there. Was it the afterglow of her lips? Or was my cheek simply blushing?
あなたが憎いと思ったことも確かにあります。
There have been times when I've disliked you.
嫌だと思ったこともあります。
I've even hated you too.
でもそれも含めて
But even with all of that,
全部好きなんです。
I love every bit of you.
どんな感情だろうとあなたのことを思って考えていればそれだけで私はとても幸せなんです。
Whatever I'm going through, all it takes is thinking of you to make me happy. She was strong. Her mind and heart had grown so much stronger over a few days that it matched the maturity of her age, or more likely, transcended it. Sir. The disc continued to copy, her memory being etched onto its surface. It was being etched into me too. What do you want me to do when we get out of here?
え？
What? It was an empty wish. We knew it was impossible. But it did feel strange to me to be talking about it with Sora. Sora, who really existed right in front of me.
私は
I,
ここから脱出することができたら
if I could get out of here,
そうですね。
well,
まずビートルに似たおばちゃんに会いに行こうと思います。
I would like to travel the world. She winked and smiled.
そしてできれば倉成さんとお付き合いがしたいです。
And if I could, I'd like to go on a date with you. Aw, I like that too. She reminds me a lot of, what's her name? Jade? From, Ender's, the Ender Game series. Well, not Ender's Game, but the second book, Speaker of the Dead. If you saw Jane, not Jade, I'm sorry. If you've read the Ender series and you know who Jane is, and you know her relationship to Ender, you know, that's kind of what I wish could happen here. I kind of wish I could take her everywhere I went. Although Ender never saw Jane as a lover, you know, it's still, I wish I could take her wherever I go. We would have to get out of here first, but
倉成さんと2、3年付き合って26、7で結婚するんです。
I would go out with you for about 2 or 3 years, then get married at the age of 26 or 27.
それがコケットリーな白ガネーゼの鉄則ですから。
That's what young ladies hope for, isn't it?
ですよね。
Isn't that right? Sora became a little blurry. Yeah, that's right. My eyes misted over. I was having difficulty seeing clearly. Was it an RSD malfunction? Or perhaps I was short of oxygen? No, that wasn't it. No. Sora. Do you know the legend of Pygmalion? I was crying. The tears were falling down my face. Sora's figure wavered. Well, he was a master sculptor in Greek myths. He's been called the King of Cyprus. And one day, he created a beautiful sculpture of the woman of his dreams. And because it was so beautiful, he fell in love with the statue. He kept on thinking to himself, if only it were a real woman. Aphrodite, the goddess of love, took pity on him and brought the sculpture to life. They married and even had children.
Hi.
Yes. I don't think I'll ever be the King of Cyprus. But I love you more than anyone. I reached out for her. I brought her face to mine and kissed her on the lips. I ran my fingers through her hair. Her hair fell through my fingers as if it were a stream of silk. I could even sense a sweet smell. Even though I couldn't touch her, it was real. The console spit the terabyte disk out. Copy complete. There was no guarantee that the procedure had been a success. All the data about Sora in front of me. All the images Sora had seen, the sounds she had heard, things she had felt and thought. Every strand of her memory was written on that disk. Memory. What was memory? I wondered. What if I input the contents of the terabyte disk onto the Sora at Incel Null? Would that make her just like the Sora I knew?
Kuranari-san.
Hey, what can I do for you? Every time I played the fool, I never failed to make her laugh. We were holding back tears which threatened to spill down our faces.
今、コピーの間にクラナリさんと話したことはどこにも記憶されませんね。
I suppose what we just talked about while the disc was copying won't be on that disc.
それはちょっぴり残念です。
It's kind of too bad. Well, nah, the memory's right here. Besides, it's a wonderful conversation I'd love to have again. I pointed to my head. I will remember. And the next time we meet, I'll tell you about it. Yeah, exactly.
そうですか？では約束しましょう。
Really? Okay then, let's promise. Alright, it's a promise. We crossed our hearts. Promise. When will that promise be fulfilled? I didn't know. But I didn't have to know. The mind is not as simple as black or white. Soon, Himmel began to shake. Large cracks ran down the walls. Through the holes, a large amount of mist spurted into the room. Heaven had finally cracked open. The mist quickly became raging streams and water was soon filling the room. I squeezed the terabyte disk into my pocket and stood in front of Sora. The water had gone higher than my ankles, past my knees, and was almost reaching my waist. Oh. We're gonna die in her arms. Tell me it doesn't end this way. But for some reason, I didn't feel any fear. It's a promise. It's going to be okay, Sora. I won't die. It was just like the time we stood facing each other through the glass window. Sora and I put our hands together. If miracles truly do exist, then that was surely a miracle. I could sense everything about Sora.
クラナリさん、ありがとう。
Thank you. I couldn't help it but embrace Sora. The warmth of her hands, softness of her skin, her smell, her breath, her heartbeat, her memory, her existence. I swore I wouldn't forget. I swore I would never, in all eternity, forget. And all around us was a world of deep, deep blue. We embraced in the cold seawater and became one. My body began to float gently to the place where the heavens and the ocean fused into one. Oh, why? Oh, every ending has to end with us confessing the person we love them, and then we die. Why, game? Why do you rip my heart out and just look at it and then put it back in my body only to rip it out again constantly? Oh, man. Still reading One Life Sign. It's gotta be the girl, right? Who is she, though? Alright, well, what do we learn from that ending? I don't know. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, we learned about memory, we learned about identity. There's that girl, Sarah Matsunaga. She's got a voice actor name, but Kid doesn't. Wait, what? Wasn't that the other way around last time? Who is Sarah? And why did he have the question marks this time, but she didn't have the question marks? I don't understand how that works. Doesn't make any sense. All right, well, let's look at this amazing artwork of Sora, and I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for all your love and support. Like I said, I wasn't planning on doing an episode, this part today because of the way I was feeling, but being with you all, having, reading a good story together, looking at this adorable, wonderful person, Sora is just, what is with me and like falling for characters that, like, I don't want to say too much here because I don't want there to be a spoiler if you haven't seen some of our other games on the channel. But if you know, I'm pretty sure you can put that little thing I said with what I was trying to say and you'll understand what I'm referring to. But anyway, this is I'm really intrigued and I'm really interested. Entra said at one point that he couldn't really describe what was going on with the choices until at least Route 3. So I'm hoping in the third route we get maybe a couple more answers than what we're getting. Maybe. It's possible that Route 3 may actually be a route with Kid, and we're not going to get any answers at all because it's basically like a brand new route that we haven't seen before. And yeah, that could be a thing. We're just going to have to go through it and see what happens. By the way, comment in the comment section below. What do you think is going to be the next route? Is it going to be kids use this unknown Sarah girl? The story is not over yet because you're only in the Infinity Loop. Or is it going to be I forgot the other. You know what I'm saying. Which one is it going to be? Yeah, which character is going to be our next route? I am guessing our next route is going to be Yu's route. That's my guess. Why? Because I think Coco is going to be Route 4. And this unknown girl is going to be Route 5. That's what my theory is. But it's hard to tell. I want to give a huge shout out to our Patreons. Thank you so much, Techno Trouble and Chinikuti. I really do appreciate all your help. And if you would like to, join them on the channel and help support your FlightlessBird, link is in the description below. I'll love to have you around here. And until, I just noticed about the screen. The way it fades in and out is really, it like keeps the image. And it just looks kind of, what's the word? It double imagery. It just looks off. And I guess that's the point. It's supposed to throw you off. But anyway, this is our blind Let's Play ever 17, the Out of Infinity. My name is FlightlessBird. This is Story-Based Gaming Channel. And until next time, my friends, we will not have a part tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll probably do Shadow Hearts 2 and another Monkey Island. And then I'll probably take a break from Monkey Island for a day to do Shadow Hearts 2 and then Ever 17. And then we'll have another Ever 17 the day after. So yeah, sorry we haven't had as much Ever 17 because I've been playing a lot of Monkey Island. But don't worry, we will be back very soon. I love you all so very much. Till next time, so long. And take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, please do not forget, you matter, you are brilliant, and you are loved. And you should always remember to be true to yourself. Don't let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly feathered flightless bird. Till next time.